Good afternoon, and Paul, Susan, thank you so much for this opportunity to be here today and enjoying this warm weather. So Paul asked me a couple of weeks ago, he said, Art, I need the title of your presentation. So it's all about retail disruption. So I sent Paul, Disrupt or Be Disrupted. Little to find out that Tom is chairing a committee tomorrow, or a group tomorrow, to discuss the same topic. So hopefully, Tom, I won't disrupt your presentation and your discussion tomorrow. So I really want to start with first focusing on what's occurring at grocery stores, and an area which we have done a tremendous job, I think, of enhancing lottery sales in grocery stores. Safeway, Albertsons is probably the largest grocery retailer on the West Coast. This is a snapshot I took of a sign outside of my local Safeway store, really promoting home delivery. Walmart, and I'm sure you've been hit with social media ads, you've seen it on television, everything else. They're really promoting grocery pickup, and essentially what that is a consumer fills their basket, sends their order to the store, they pull up out front, and a clerk loads the groceries in their cart. You know, these seem like wonderful things for consumers, but from the lottery, I think it's a little bit concerning because we've relied so much on our brick and mortar retailers and exposure of our products inside of retail. So you can imagine what happens if the consumers don't frequent the grocery stores where we've done such a remarkable job in customer service, with self-operating vending machines, and even the advancements now in lane. So at the last public gaming conference, I talked a little bit about Amazon, and I really want to go back and hit this again because I think this is really important in terms of what's happening in our industry today. Amazon is planning on opening, or in the process of opening, 3,000 locations in metro areas across the U.S. Amazon Go stores will promote essentially the same things that you see in grocery and convenience stores, and will compete directly against those locations. And I think the most critical thing here is that Amazon currently is not planning on selling lottery products. So just imagine that, 3,000 locations that compete against your convenience and grocery stores in your communities and are not selling lottery products. So I've got a short video I want to play for you which kind of illustrates Amazon Go and what they're doing today.
4 years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go? What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go. Use the Amazon Go app to enter. Then put away your phone and start shopping. It's really that simple. Take whatever you like. Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart. If you change your mind about that cupcake, just put it back. Our technology will update your virtual cart automatically. So, how does it work? We used computer vision, deep learning algorithms, and sensor fusion, much like you'd find in self-driving cars. We call it Just Walk Out technology. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going. Amazon Go. No lines, no checkout. No, seriously.
You know, but things don't really stop there. Walmart, as you're probably aware, is also piloting scan and go technology as well in Sam's Club and also in test locations within Walmart. Essentially the same thing where consumers go through and scan the items they want, build the basket, check out, pay, and walk out the door. And how about Kroger? Same thing. Scan, bag, and go, they call theirs. But instead of using a mobile app like the other retailers, they have a handheld device they give to consumers who can do essentially the same thing. You know, 7-Eleven, and talking about convenience stores in general, right now they're spending millions of dollars investing in digital technology, trying to build that one-on-one relationship with consumers in the market. And they're also looking at implementing a very similar technology called scan and pay. and with 7-Eleven, which is being piloted in the Dallas market in Texas, and their plan is to eventually expand that to all locations across North America. Basically, using the 7 Rewards app, they scan the items that they want, the barcode off the items, they build their basket, pay, and walk out the door. No clerk intervention whatsoever. I thought this was interesting. I Googled automatic convenience stores, and the kiosk on the left is something actually you can purchase today for starting at $10,000 to open up your own automated convenience store. In case your lottery jobs or vendor jobs don't work out, you can always jump ship and do something like that. And I thought this was fascinating. I was at the Las Vegas airport just a couple of weeks ago. The photo on the left, I walked by a Burger King, and I couldn't believe my eyes, but they have an order pay kiosk outside of Burger King. So the idea there is you select your menu item, you pay for it with your debit or credit card, and when your order's ready, they call you and you walk up and get your order. The photo on the right is McDonald's, and of course, they're including that in the same fashion. So, today, and I've been in the industry many, many years, and, we rely on brick and mortar sales every day. That's the bread and butter of our organizations. Clerks are now being replaced with robotics. We're hearing a lot about that, and clerkless technology. What does that mean? A lot less exposure potentially to lottery products. We've got wonderful partners in this industry like Take a Ticket and others that provide these wonderful solutions for us to help us garner impulse purchases. We just got to make sure the consumer is exposed to those types of items. And quite honestly, retail is now moving a lot of their transaction information and communication to the consumer directly using digital. So really, quite honestly, sales through the clerk, as we know it today, is at risk, and it will be as time progresses. So why is mobile important? It's estimated by the end of this year that 97% of consumers 18 to 54 will own smartphones. Last year, mobile usage among millennials surpassed their television consumption. And I picked this up from, Paul, one of your articles a couple of weeks ago, that 70% of gambling transactions are currently made with mobile. 80% of smartphone users have made a purchase using their mobile device in the last 30 days. So it's growing leaps and bounds. Virtually you can do anything with a mobile device. I have probably 200 plus apps on mine. I buy everything with my mobile device. Well, just about everything except lottery. So I just wanted to illustrate sort of at a high level how a lottery transaction currently occurs. You have the consumer that walks up to the clerk and says, I'd like a $2 Powerball ticket. The clerk goes over to the terminal, processes the order, goes through the network, into the lottery's gaming system, back to the network, and bingo, that ticket is automatically produced at the terminal. So a mobile transaction is very similar to that. The difference is when a consumer walks up to the clerk, they hand the clerk their mobile device, which has a basket loaded with the ticket or tickets they want to play. It generates a single barcode at checkout. The clerk scans the barcode, goes through the network, through the lottery's gaming system, back through the network, and the ticket is uploaded to the player's device. So what is Lazlo and what do they do? Lazlo essentially converts a paper ticket to a digital ticket on a mobile device. It has capability of supporting all lottery draw games. That's through a B2B API, which is going to be available in a lot of your jurisdictions. It records all transactions securely on the lottery's gaming device. So that means it goes through your ICS, back office gaming system, and even to your retailer invoicing. It's all incorporated. Lazlo has the capability also to integrate fully with retail POS systems for a single scan transaction. So what does this mean? Today, consumer walks up, clerk gets the order, walks over to the terminal, generates the order, takes a ticket, goes back to the point of sale system, enters that transaction in their point of sale system, completes it, and once completed, they give the consumer the ticket. With mobile scanning technology, all the clerk has to do is scan the barcode, handles communication to their POS system, and generates a ticket on a mobile device. Lazlo also has the capability to integrate into scan and go technology. So rather than bypassing the check standard checkout, now they can incorporate that product directly into their basket of goods that they're ordering. And player loyalty is very critical, obviously, to the success of this industry every day. And Lazlo can offer player loyalty programs that, as we partner with consumer packaged goods companies. So with Lazlo, there's no fees, no cards, no minimum purchase required from the consumer. And I want to shift gears just a little bit and talk about retail base expansion. In my past lives, twice I've been at the Oregon Lottery, and part of my responsibilities was managing business development. That not only included corporate accounts and building and relationships and finding ways to partner with them, but also looking at expanding into new retail categories. I did a cost-benefit analysis, and this is Oregon, and of course you may be different in your jurisdiction, but we found that in order for the lottery to break even, that retail location had to sell a minimum of $2,500 per week in lottery in order to break even. So as you're looking at expanding the network, that becomes difficult. You know, if you expand and invest that much in a retailer, are they capable of producing that desired result? We find that new retailers are reluctant to sell lottery, and why not? Very high risk, low reward proposition for them, and of course, if they're saying I haven't done it in 3 decades, why should I do it now? But what if you could address a lot of those issues that the consumers are telling us about right now? What if you could provide a zero-cost, secure mobile solution? What opportunities might that open up for you with drug and variety locations where right now it's questionable whether they're profitable or not? With Starbucks or drive-through coffee shops, living in the Northwest, guess what? We have drive-through coffee shops virtually on every single street corner. What about dollar stores? You know, same thing applies here. What about fast food restaurants? I know most of us have never considered something like that. And what about Amazon and Amazon Go? Now we have a solution that potentially could work into their philosophy and their environment. So I want to shift gears now and talk a little bit about sports betting. We know the DOJ opinion is weighing heavily on all of our hearts right now in terms of which way this thing's going to go. Again, in my past life, I was instrumental in helping set up and manage sports betting in Oregon. We call it sports action. And it was parlay betting. And the way this program worked is that we had a 3-event minimum, which meant that the consumer had to pick 3 events. It could be game results. It could be also special options, such as number of fumbles in a quarter or number of field goals kicked throughout the entire game. But anyway, 3-event minimum. It was based on Las Vegas odds. We had a Las Vegas odds maker who helped us come up with our odds for the program. And we offered half-point spreads, and this prevented ties from occurring because that's going to be difficult to manage under a parlay situation. And what's really interesting is what we learned from all of this. We found that it really attracted a young, male, affluent sports enthusiast, and these guys had a lot of spendable income. They were really enthused. And what we learned is that this group, they were not typical lottery players. We just advanced and found a whole new category of players who engaged in sports betting. We thought going into this thing, oh my gosh, the sports bars are going to be where this is going to happen. We thought going in and signing up sports bars that had big screen TVs and people would migrate and they'd do their bets on Sunday morning and watch the games. That didn't happen. They generated their selections on a play slip, because it was all paper-based back then, and went to their local convenience store and got their ticket in order to play. Oregon experienced double-digit sales increase virtually every year that the sports betting was in place, and managed to about a 60% overall payout. Now, one thing with parlay betting, if you don't know, is that sometimes the players get lucky. You might pay out a little bit more one year, but guess what? The lottery gets lucky the next. It overall balanced out at about a 60% payout. So I threw a lot of things at you today, and from a Lazlo perspective, you know, if you're looking at a way to bridge that relationship with retailers that you have, your corporate retailers, you know, consumers trying to expand your player base, whether you're looking at expanding your retail base or even considering a step in sports betting direction with parlay sports betting, those are all areas where we believe that we can help. So here's my contact information. Please feel free to drop me a note, give me a call. I'll be here through this evening. So thank you very much for your time and attention.